But peoples of IRC and elsewhere, this is Undefeatable Twilight, calling you once again to finally delivering that good news that I promised 2 weeks ago. Actually last week, but whatever. That being that, a few weeks ago I sent off an application for a new passport because I've changed my name and I'm in the process of changing my gender. So I needed to update my passport to reflect that. And this cost me round about, I'd say, not including costs for postage and packaging, as in buying the envelope and then paying for it to be sent as a signed for delivery, so I knew when it got there. It probably cost me around 110 quid in total, which is a lot more money than I actually have, like at any given time. So I put myself in a lot of financial difficulties, shall we say, by doing that, but it was a necessary thing to do. And if you're wondering why it would cost so much, that's because the application for a new passport alone costs 75 quid. And in addition to that, I also had to get a statutory declaration saying that I changed my name, which cost another £5, and a letter from my doctor saying that I had changed my gender, which cost 30 quid. Seriously, I've talked about this before. It's cost 30 quid to get just a letter from the doctor, which they probably could type up in like 5 seconds. But whatever. And then there was all the other costs for all the other things. So yeah, I had a couple of very intense, anxious weeks of waiting because they say right up front on the website for the new passport that if something goes wrong in the application, they cannot refund you the money. You pay the money up front. Like, you fill out the form on the website and then you pay the money out through the website, and then you print off the form and mail it to them. So it's cash up front basically, and they don't give refunds if something goes wrong. And 75 quid is more than I can afford to begin with, not to mention all the other costs. So I was pretty much on the edge of my seat for a while, just every morning checking the letterbox, thinking, oh, has it come yet? I hope nothing's gone wrong. I was checking that I could see when it had arrived, because, like I said, I send it signed for delivery. So I was checking every morning on the Royal Mail website, and then finally said, yeah, it's been signed for, it's received, and okay, that's fine. At least it got there. So a couple of weeks later, I got something back from them. They said they wanted proof that I had changed my name. I was like, what? I sent you a statutory declaration, didn't I? So I called them up, asking about this because I was understandably very confused, and very scared. Like, oh god, it hasn't gotten lost or something. I didn't forget to put it in, did I? But no, I did definitely put it in because I didn't have it with me. By the way, you have to also send your old passport, and they do not accept copies. So you have to send your old passport to them. They give you the documents back, assuming the application went through okay. So I called them up, and it turns out that what the problem was, that the old name on my statutory declaration that I had sent them was not exactly the same as the name on my old passport. So yeah, I was understandably a bit pissed off about that because I paid for that statutory declaration. So now I had to make another one with the correct former name on it this time, and get that signed by the solicitor and pay for that one as well, which yeah, you can imagine I wasn't too happy about that. But through fire and darkness we come, and finally emerge into the light, and the good news is that I now have a brand new passport with my new name on it and a gender marker that says female. Yes! Oh my god, I can't tell you how happy I was when I got that. As I didn't actually think they would change the gender. I mean, there's no actual option on the site to say that I want to change the gender on my passport. It only says change of name. So I filled out the application form on the website. I put in that I want to change my name, and I just included a letter from my doctor that said that I'm going through gender reassignment, which I'm not yet, but I will be soon, hopefully, fingers crossed. But basically going through the process of changing my gender, of doing all that stuff. I just included that in, as an afterthought, more or less. I didn't think they would actually do anything with it. I thought they would have. I didn't think it would be enough, but apparently it was. So yes, I am officially female now, I suppose. And that's great. I haven't even started hormones yet. Well, I still actually haven't officially been diagnosed with gender dysphoria yet. So I'm getting way ahead of myself. But it's good. It's good, and hopefully this will be good evidence for the gender clinic when they call me back for yet another assessment to see if I actually do qualify, in quotes, as transgender. I was like, yeah, because I spent 110 quid on this thing to basically get an official government-issued ID document saying that I am female. So if that's not... if that doesn't work in my favour, I don't know what will. But about that, they haven't yet called me back. I am starting to think maybe they might have tried to contact me when I was in France, because I went to... They said they would call me back in like a month or so, and I haven't heard from them yet. And it was, July when I went there last? So yeah, it's been almost a month now. But I went to France for 2 weeks, like a couple of days after I last went to the gender clinic, and my phone was not picking up any signals in France for some reason. So I couldn't receive calls or texts or anything like that. So I'm wondering if they might have tried to call me when I was there. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't heard anything from them yet. If it gets to the 1st of September and I still haven't heard anything from them, I'm going to give them a call just to be on the safe side. I mean, I don't like to do that normally because it to me it seems impatient. And if there's one thing I like to think about myself is that I am patient. I can wait for a long time if I know that something good's coming at the end of it. So I don't want to be too, like, I don't seem too needy. I think really, but I just want to make sure that they haven't tried to contact me since then, because I'd hate for them to think I was no longer interested, because I am so very much interested. Anyways, I rambled on for ages, but I wanted to go through this tips for people who are also maybe in the same situation as me, or in similar situations. Basically, if you want a new passport. Like I said before, it does cost a lot of money, and you have to pay it up front, and they A, do not give refunds, and B, you cannot, unlike most other government things, you can't actually get help with the fees if you're on benefits like I am. So you have to pay it out of your own pocket, or if someone else is generous enough to give you the money, then you can use theirs. But you go on the government UK website, and I don't remember exactly the link path that you would follow to get to it, but it's something like passports or travel or something like that, and then you apply for apply for a new passport or change passport or something like that, and then you go through. You pay the money, so like you pay the money straight away. That's the first thing you do. Then you fill out the form. And you have to put the reason why you want a new passport, and they don't give change of gender as a reason, as an option on the site. They only say change of name, or I think change of nationality or something like that. So I put change of name on mine. If you only want to change your gender and you don't want to change your name, I'm not actually sure what you can do about that. But I don't remember if they actually ask for your gender when you're filling out the form. I think if it had, I would have put female, but I'm not sure if it actually did say that. I don't think it did, actually. But you fill out that, and you print out the form, and you have to print it out and sign it, and then you put it in an envelope and mail it to them. You also have to include your old passport and any supporting documents. For instance, like I put a statutory declaration in saying that I legally changed my name, and again make sure that the former name on your stat dec is exactly the same as the one on your passport, because they are very specific about that, as I learned the hard way. And also, if you are changing your gender, you can get a letter from your doctor which says that my patient blah 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 is currently undergoing gender reassignment and has legally changed their gender to whatever, female in my case, but for you might change. And then that needs to be signed by a doctor, and you have to pay for that and whatever. And you put all that in the envelope, mail it to them. Hopefully it will get there, and you just wait until they send you your passport, I guess. The only tips I could give is just make sure that the names are exactly the same, and make sure you don't leave anything out of the envelope, because if you do, it'll delay your application, and you will be without a passport in the meantime. So yeah, but that's it. So that's all I wanted to tell you, really. I just was so happy, amazingly ecstatic that day when I got my new passport. I was just like, yay! for so long, just filled with such amazing feelings of happiness that I just didn't know what to do with myself. But God, but it's great. Yes, so now I'm officially female. Okay. There's a few places online still use my old name. I gotta send them a photo of my passport or something like that. But until then, I'll be back some other time with more updates about my life as they happen. Knowing me, probably about a couple of weeks after they happen. And the next Wednesday with a new chapter of The Restaurant at the End of the Universe. So look forward to that. Comment, like, share, subscribe. I do still have a Twitter account. You can follow me on that if you want. I also have a Facebook page. I don't link it in the description, but I do. So, and I'll see you guys next week. Take care. Love and peace.